Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Red Path. You are tuning into the Skulltakers, our video series where we talk about events that we on the Red Path have been to and other successful World Eater players from all around the world. Today, we have Brian on the channel, recently returned from a trip across the ponds to my wonderful country of Ireland, where he partook in a little known event called Dearg Doom. Brian, how are you doing? You recovered from your travels?
I'm doing good, Dar. Wasn't that long since we got off the plane. Pulled into town like 15 hours ago, and then slept, and then woke up, and then having a good day, and decided to just sit down and have a chat. I mean, I'm doing good, having a good time, nice and relaxed.
Good stuff. So, this was obviously a pretty different event for you in the sense of like you've never traveled so far for any event, let alone a small 50-person GT. How
Yeah,
was that overall experience? And also, I think before we go on, what we should do is definitely a massive thank you to our Patreons because this trip for Brian was only possible thanks to the support that you guys give us. So, from all of us on the Red Path, thank you so much for that. It was awesome for me to get to finally meet Brian and to show him around my local, and have him be part of the GT. So,
yeah.
super thanks.
And normally, like we wouldn't do a skull takers for this because I mean, from the thumbnail, you'll probably see that I did not win this event. In fact, I did not podium this event for a few reasons, which I'll probably say rigged TO handling and intervention. But because it was just such a cool and unique experience, we just had to talk about this. I also brought a bizarre list into a bizarre meta. There was a lot of entrapment that went along with this event that I did not know about after I bought my ticket, and Dara can explain himself a little bit, hopefully.
I
Um,
don't feel like I've got anything to explain here.
but overall, the event was great. I mean, 50-man GT, right? Um, For me, that's pretty much like the standard for a GT if like it's a small local one. But it just happened to be, like Dar said, across the pond. I was always meaning to visit. Wanted to make sure that I was out to support Dar running his third GT, Dearg Doom 3. Get to see a little bit of the area, some exposure, talk to some of the WTC boys out there, and have a good time overall. Like I said, a lot of drinking, a whole lot of tomfoolery, and just got to have a good time.
Yeah, I suppose before we get into it, did you enjoy Ireland, Brian?
I did. I did so much. Granted, stayed mostly just to Cork, which is the one city where this event was hosted. Everybody there was super nice. The drinks were even better. Food was fantastic, I will say. 10 out of 10 would recommend and would go back again.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, enough of the ramble. Let's kick into the good stuff, the thing that the people want to hear about. Why don't we start off with the list that you brought to Dearg Doom?
Yeah, this is a freaking weird one.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of gaslighting from both of us, depending on who you ask. You'll get a
I
different
feel like
story.
I'm entirely blameless in this, okay?
The
I
list
told
is
you.
blame.
Okay, you know what? You talk.
Okay,
You
for
talk.
reference, I had to use pretty much all of Dara's models.
No,
So I was
no, you had access to my entire collection, which is
okay.
extensive.
Enough. The people can ask to find out themselves. But regardless, I was using a good portion of Dara's models. Was not able to bring my own models over. I did bring some of the smaller ones that packed easy. But I also wanted to play something that was a little bit more on the fun side too. All right, just use this event as a time to just mess around, experiment. Um, I knew like there was going to be no significant impact for ITC for me coming out of here or like stat check, any of that stuff. Like YOLO, who cares? Like I'm just here to have a good time, and I wanted to play a good list. Now that doesn't mean, or I wanted to play a fun list. That doesn't mean it was going to be a bad list, but it was definitely going to be something a little unorthodox. So starting off with list, we have Angron at the top of it. I did play GT with Angron, which maybe we'll talk a little bit more about him throughout the video. Maybe this is a redemption arc for him, or maybe he just sucks as much as we all thought he does. Um, we have the Helm Prince. Talked ad nauseam about the dude. Khorne the Betrayer. Sweet, awesome, good. Also talked a lot about him. Master of Executions with Berserker Glaive. That one's a little bit more new-ish. If you check out the previous video that we did, um, per tournament report, Skulltakers, the 5-0 GT win, I talk all about the 20 Berserkers with Khorne and Mo with Glaive. Basically wanted to keep that package intact. So still have the 20 Berserkers. Along with that, the 2 Rhinos, 3 Chaos Spawn, because now the list is starting to get a little different from the previous one. I mean, Angron already. 2 squads of 8 bound, 1 squad of Goremongers, 1 squad of Jackals, and that's it. No guns, no Forge Fiends. It's basically like if you took the modern day interpretation of the Codex and combined it with the RB2K and they had a baby and a Demon Prince popped out, and that's pretty much the only difference. Um, yeah, all melee. I just wanted to
Yeah,
play Angron, have all melee, have my Demon Prince, and just run at people and claim some skulls.
it's definitely got that OG Codex vibe or Index vibe to it, I
Yeah.
should say. I feel like the thing that really jumps out to me is like you've got like functionally three hammers, right? You've got Angron, 20 Berserkers, which like I don't know, that would scare me as like your main kind of damage output pool. It's like no 8 bound brick in there, no slaughter bound with the 8 bound, that sort of a thing. But overall, like, how did you find the list? Did you think that this is something that can actually like function? I mean, evidently it can. You went 4-1 with it, but that's notwithstanding the fact that you are like one of the best world leader players in the world. Like, if someone picked up this list and took it to a GT average world leader player, what kind of a record do you think they're going to come away with?
Yeah, so I mean, just to backpedal a little bit. The meta that, and we're gonna have some more content dropping soon on kind of like the overall meta that we've found ourselves in, which personally is it's weird. We're in kind of like a rock, paper, scissors time where you tech for knights, you kill knights, or you don't tech for knights and you die to knights. But if you tech for knights, some things will just that were previously a green matchup. Like, for example, I have no Forge Fiends in this list. You look at something like Emperor's Children or Custodies, those matchups get significantly harder now, without being able to play in multiple phases. We've the old RB2K talks, all of that stuff about us complaining about being monophase, that kind of rears its head back up again of being presenting some of those old difficulties.
Mm,
But the tools that the codex offer versus what the RB2K was help a little bit with that, right? Like you have the Pile and Consolidate 6 means screening's harder. We have access to Goremongers, which is fantastic. We also have access to Lone Op from the Prince. So it is not actually a straight comparison between the RB2K's playstyle and what this list was doing on the table. Now, being monophase, that means that you will get punished more for positioning mistakes, right? If you're not where you need to be when you need to be, those 8 bound that you have on that wrong corner of the board may go 4 turns without doing anything, right? So paying attention to positioning mistakes when you have no guns is really important. So is the list good? I'd say so. Is it going to perform like the common, like we just did the matchup tier list video? It has a completely different matchup tier list skew. I would say like some of the stuff on the bottom gets moved reasonably up. Some of the stuff on the top gets moved pretty far down. So it does have a different skew. I feel like in teams, honestly, it may even be better than like if you just get it's all gas, no brakes, just run, kill, right?
mm.
3 spawn, right? They're lethal enough on their own. The list enables this. The list has tons of trash between the jackals, 2 rhinos, 3 spawn, goremongers, right? Your trading is really good in this list, like really, really, really good. Like you are able to just go out, blow some small thing up, stare at your opponent. They cycle something else into it. You redo that again and again and again. And eventually it gets to the point where you've worn down their trading. Now they have to commit with real pieces. And that's when Angron comes in with the steel chair. That's when the Berserkers would launch out, and you can bait them into stuff. It lends itself to a much more, and I would fully recommend like the passive aggressive play style video that Dara put up for Index World Eaters. It's like that cranked to the max. Like one of the games I think you walked over, which we'll get into, Angron did nothing but cleanse once the whole game. That was it, and it was a crushing win for me. Nothing else really got into fights other than the scrappy little trades, but we'll get into that. But yes, I would say the list broadly, it's kind of a meme. It's a little bit more out there, skew off to the left field, but it is not bad.
Mm,
And I do feel like it has its own qualities. Like it's all gas, no brakes. Like when you commit, you send. After you get your initial trading phase out of the way, which you're going to win, this list just wins the trading phase.
yeah,
And after that, you just send it and build a primary lead and go from there.
that makes sense. I do like it. I do like that sort of ability to trade continuously over successive turns, and you're not really forced into a commitment until you choose it. And obviously, it does have tech into Big Bogeyman Knights right now. Um, so that's fair enough. But why don't we launch into the games and actually see how it played out over the course of the event? Hey everyone, if you've been enjoying the Red Path and want to support the channel, then check out our Patreon. Whether you're into competitive play or just love hobbying your berserkers, there's something in there for you. By signing up to either the Berserker Hobby or Berserker Competitive tier, you'll get access to one of two private channels in the Discord, which focuses on painting and modeling or competitive play. You'll be able to talk shop, jam list ideas, paint jobs, and all that good stuff in there. And if you just can't decide between the two, then grab the 8 pound tier, which gives you access to both. The links are in the description below. Cheers for watching, folks, and keep walking the red path. What did you have for round one?
Yeah, round one, into Kian Doherty, which is I have a few rivals in this tournament based off of names alone, but he was my first rival. We had to fight for the right to have the last name. He was playing Awakened Dynasty Necrons, which you take. I'm happy that I don't have Forge Fiends for this one. In general, Forge Fiends can be hit or miss into Necrons. There's a lot of 4-up invulns there, and specifically Awakened Dynasty, they pop a CP and res immediately if they take damage. So I didn't want Forge Fiends shooting at like wraiths, doing nothing, and then resing a wraith. That'd be like trauma inducing. So as I described to Dara, I was like, you gave me like the unkillable army into the army that kills anything it touches matchup. Same thing with that matchup is it doesn't cleanly kill 10 berserkers in one go. So the blood surgers can run rampant. You can tag everything, tie it down. Just what happened in this game. Uh, Now Dara was playing, which for this purpose of talking about Dearg Doom, Dara had multiple mini games running in the background, which you'll hear me start talking in some of the other games that I'll start to intentionally throw my overall gameplay in just for the purpose of Dara's chaotic mini games.
Hey, they weren't that
Um,
bad.
they weren't bad towards the end when it got like super competitive.
mm,
But the mini game for this one was have a champion unit, which was obviously going to be Khorne for me, and your warlord, just off to the side. But for every character your champion unit killed, you got like a skull token, and you could use these skull tokens at the end of the event to turn them in for a chance to win a chain axe.
yeah, it was
So,
basically whoever generated the most skull tokens won the skull throne. And then the chain axe was different. That
oh,
was
my
for
bad.
whoever
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
killed the most amount of knights and other vehicles. I
Shit,
like
my bad.
to
Makes
have
sense.
like for context, I like to have mini games where it's kind of like if you're not in the running for winning the tournament, I want everyone to feel like there's still something they can compete for. So that like
Mhm.
you know the way sometimes events cater towards the top end. I'm like the whole field gets to play. So if you're like getting bodied 0-5, you can still just be going out, trying to get the
Oh
skull
yeah.
throne or something.
Which the skull throne, I wanted that one pretty for obvious reasons. I
Mm.
had to have the skull throne. I did not get it. I missed. I don't know how because Dara literally gave me and stacked my pairings for me probably and gave me Awakened Dynasty. Like I said, champion unit just has to kill characters. So Karn just ripped. And that's the thing with Awakened Dynasties. They can pick for a CP poke a character right back up. He was
Mm.
already running like 8 characters and they were all reviving too. So
Mm.
Karn was just, and there were turns in the game where I just stood still because I didn't want to get the kill with like Spawn, and Karn had to come running from across the table. But it was a solid game. Like I said, I don't think that's a good matchup for Awakened Dynasty at all. And it didn't help that it was Necrons also have poor leadership, so Angron got to come in here and say no fallback aura and to a bunch of lead
Actually
8,
came
lead
up,
7
yeah.
stuff, and it did come up. It was relevant. He did
That
do
was
that.
when we
He
learned
did
the
the thing.
reanimator is LD8, or the first time I learned it anyway.
Well, yeah, LD8, LD7, I don't quite remember, but it's pretty bad leadership.
Mm.
And when there's 20 berserkers touching it and your entire gunline army can't shoot anything, and I was like, I don't care, shoot Angron. He's died. Like, let him die. He didn't die. Um, But I didn't care because the 20 Berserkers just get to live rent free on the middle of the table.
Mm.
So final score, I forget what that round was. I want to say it was Taken Hold. We were playing Nice Fair 40K.
Yeah, it was taking hold. Yeah,
Was 98 to 36, I think.
no, pretty
It's
comprehensive.
loading.
You got stuck in there
98
real
38.
quick.
Yeah. Exist in the middle
Cool.
of the table. Butcher, kill, main burn.
Mm. Nice.
And that was that.
Round two.
Brian Cunningham on Chaos Knights. Uh,
The first. Yeah. The funny thing about Dearg Doom was we
yeah,
had.
we need to talk about the
Okay,
entrapment.
we
We
need to
need we
talk
need to talk
about
about
round one at Dearg Doom. Um, Something terrible happened for mid and bottom table players at Dearg Doom because there was what, nine people playing
10,
knights out of
10. So
50. So
10. It was
it was
10.
around 20% of the event.
It was 20%. It was a third of the event was Death Guard or Knights.
Yeah. So a lot of knights, basically. Um, of all those knight players, only two of them won round one. So the rest just like walked off into the pits to like bully mid-table players for the rest of the event, which I was like, oh God, there's nothing I can do about that. I just feel bad, but here we are. Not all of them lost though.
So
And you obviously played someone who won.
so there's two undefeated Knights right now.
Keep that
Oh
in mind.
wow. If anything bad could ever happen to Brian, apparent to Brian Cunningham on Chaos Knights. Uh it, trying to remember the full list. It
He
was
had a
Lords of Dread.
Rodigus, an
It,
Atropos.
it was five bigs plus Rodigus.
Yeah.
Atropos, a Rampager, two Despoilers. Uh did I get all of them? Is that five? There's probably another Despoiler or something in there.
Was there an
But
Abominant? I think there was one Abominant, right?
maybe,
Hmm.
maybe. Don't know off the top of my head.
I
And
think I
this
took a
mission,
video of you at one point
yeah,
during this game when you were about to push.
it was a stressful game. All right.
Hmm.
And a lot of these games into Chaos Knights, and the list is built in such a way that I also like that the spawn level up from being a scoring unit or skirmishing unit in this matchup to being they'll actually put some damage on a knight. Like you throw a lethal sustain, slap him on the butt, and shove him into a knight, you're doing like 6 to 8 damage, which you're like, oh, big whoop. It's like still alive. Well, the math for Khorne and 10 with max buffs to kill a knight is like
18, 19,
27
yeah.
damage. They do like
Ooh.
27 damage.
With max buffs, maybe, yeah.
It's not guaranteed,
No.
but them plus spawn doing 6 to 8 extra damage on the side pushes your math over the ledge, right? So I wanted to be able to like take a Rhino into tank shock, throw grenades, throw spawn, throw 10 berserkers. That will kill a big.
Mm.
And the fact that I was able to replicate that twice with two different units, and then also send Angron down the middle at something meant that my army fully, as we'll talk about the next game, fully had the capability to just pick knights up, right? Like if I just turn the gas on, I can go. The one thing holding you back is the -1 damage. Also, the fight's first knight, which sucked. So I'll talk about in this game. But he throws Rodriguez in the middle of the table and he's like, come get me. And I was just like, oh, I kind of got to get that dude. I took fixed, bring it down and assassinate. If you kill three bigs, bring it down, assassinate. That scores you 32 points. Yeah, 32 points. Uh, Pretty much. No, it doesn't get you 32. I think it's 30 because it's 18 plus
Which is
12.
nice as
Yeah,
well because
gets you 30.
you don't have to worry about like those like the spawn having to go into actions instead of running into a knight, right? You
Right.
can just say like the whole army has one objective, it's kill the big things that are trying to beat me. So it's real simple. There's one game plan. There's
And
one
the
out
bar's
and you
three.
play to it.
The bar's three, and there's
Mm,
six of them. So all you got to
mm,
do is worry about holding a little bit more primary than them, killing three knights, and you've probably won that game.
mm,
Maybe a little bit more has to happen there, but if your base scoring is starting with 30 secondary points out of 40, you're still going to have a solid close game. So he throws Rodriguez in the middle of the table. And the one thing that concerns me is Rodriguez has a lot of OC. He has the aura of negative OC, and he just jammed with an advanced Rodriguez straight into the middle of the table, walking straight at my expansion. And I was like, I kind of need, like I said, the game plan is keep up on primary. I can't really let Rodriguez make it to my expansion and knock me off primary a couple times because I just will lose the game.
Hmm.
even if I kill three bigs and call it a day. And I know you're not supposed to do it, but I did it. And I took the bait and went after Rodriguez pretty. I think he walked over and saw me committing pretty hard into Rodriguez at that moment. I sent Khorne +10 and the Demon Prince and a squad of Spawn, just so I could secure my expansion. I knew that the with cover, the despoiler was able to peek out and the double Gatling despoiler, which kills 8 to 9 berserkers on average. So I was like, I'm just gonna try to get a little lucky on some saves, have a couple berserkers live. Worst case scenario, Karn dies, flips back up. I'm basically trading 10 berserkers for Rodriguez at the end of the day. Because I had the plan was all in. If Rodriguez dies, I grab pile and consolidate 6, and the Demon Prince goes straight backwards, grabs Lone Op, and it's good. Karn and the 10 berserkers put a beating on Rodriguez, bring him down to like 8. The spawn come in clutch and roll 22 attacks, and eviscerate Rodriguez, bringing him down to like 1, and the Prince finishes him off pretty handedly. I think I overkilled him by like 10 damage. Grab the pile and consolidate 6, go backwards. Really good. Already start the game off by giving my opponent a challenger card because I oopsies scored bring it down and assassinate. Great mechanic. So I scored like 12 points and just guaranteed my opponent was getting challenger cards for the rest of the game because I killed one great unclean one on turn 1. My bad. Um, the everything I said just happens. Spoiler comes out, rips up the berserkers. They conveniently live, and I'm able to blood surge into like a pocket of a building. So Karn's actually alive with a couple homies with him. Uh, he drops a despoiler down behind Angron and does like the anime thing, and it's nothing personal, Angron, and dumps thermal cannons into Angron's back. Uh, Angron lives because I don't know, he did the Matrix thing and dodged it all, and then turned around and then like snapped his fingers, and it was like it's like the double thermal cannon despoiler. It's blast on both guns. So I was just like, I don't need to kill it. I just need to inconvenience it. So some spawn and the demon prince turn around and the spawn like latches onto its leg and just starts scratching at its leg. Doesn't kill it. Spawn too. It took a turn and a half for them to actually kill it, but what is he going to do to the demon prince? Like he can't do anything. It's like a little when you're a kid, you like grab onto your older brother's leg or something or your dad's leg, and you're just trying to kick the prince off of it. The prince wouldn't let go. After that, I full sent harder. Karn lived. We sent Mo +10, Karn plus his survivors, and Angron into an Atropos. This was the fight's first Atropos. I was like, even if you -1 damage, I'm going to kill you. So he was like, okay. He was thinking about it. He was like, I'm just gonna save it for an interrupt on the other side of the table or some other strats. He fights first and kills Angron for full dead with an Atropos, which is not likely at all. And I was a little peeved, and that's all Angron did that game was charge an Atropos, eat, fight first, die. Mo took offense, saw Dad go down, and Mo I think did like 17 or 18 damage to the Atropos. Then the 10 boys activate, and then he pays a CP, does the blow up on a 4-up, and I think drops 40 mortal wounds on me.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Because
That was pretty funny.
Karn hasn't even activated yet. And it's like that meme, maybe we'll flash it on the screen of just like the guy like looking up in fear and like the shadows like falling on him and Karn gets crushed by the Atropos. Full dies because Karn has one homie, so it's like 8 wounds versus or it was like 8 or 7 wounds. He rolls 8 mortal wounds. Karn dies, doesn't roll the one to get up, and my head my head cannon is he did get up, but he's just trapped inside a knight. His
Yeah,
help I fallen and I can't get up, life alert. Just
he's done.
Uh, the game just goes back and forth from there. Like I said, I achieved my goal. I killed my 3 to 4 bigs. His Rampager comes out, tries to clean up Mo. He gets really unfortunate, isn't able to get to Mo, fails his charge. Uh, I don't think it would have made a huge difference from there, though. The game was pretty much over. I had a lead on primary because I was able to deny the middle pretty well. And like I said, just killed 3 bigs, scored a bunch of points. We were golden from there.
Nice.
Final score was 95 to 78, despite following my game plan and giving up 12 points of challenger cards, which think of the recap, I believe, and maybe even a spoiler, I believe of the 20 battle rounds I was eligible to give a challenger card up, I gave them up 18 or 17 times.
Lovely mechanic. It's real fun.
So fun, especially when you did want to do fixed too, and you
Yeah.
just get punished for playing the game.
I'm fully expecting the next mission pack to have a comeback mechanic if you're tying the game. And you just like roll off to see who gets the comeback
Oh
mechanic.
my God. All
Alrighty,
right.
round three. What we got?
We're- Chaos Knights.
Yeehaw, baby.
Only
The other
two
one.
undefeated in the room. Yeah, I got the other one. This one is Colin Power, which Dar, you can probably speak to him. Very good player. WTC Ireland. Also, that's the other thing. This room was like 10 WTC players of 50, so that was cool. Uh, Chaos Knights again. This time, I'd say a little bit more standard of a Chaos Knights list of triple abominates. One of them has fights first, uppy downy thermal cannon to spoiler, double Gatling cannon to spoiler, and then two war dogs, which is I think I'd say that's probably my favorite version of that list from now. Excuse me. And then I had also the mispleasure of this was not a terrain shift yet, but Hammer Anvil, Purge the Foe, which if you've ever seen Hammer Anvil, and we were playing Terrain Layout 1, the house. If you're playing Terrain Layout 1 on Hammer Anvil, all three objectives are very clearly in the open. And I'm playing an army with no guns, and to an army that could probably table me if it got to line everything up and shoot in one phase. So, it was a great start. Great
Man,
start.
what tee you up with that
I
one
wonder
in?
how that pairing happened, too. You're probably just like, Brian's having too much fun. He just beat a Chaos Knight player. Nature has to correct itself. So, Dara intentionally paired me into Colin as my headcanon because this was the
Sure.
Purge the Foe round. This was the
Sure,
round.
whatever, man.
It was all pre-orchestrated. But
Sure.
the game starts off with me doing some scouts. I think he got to go first. He pushed up just a little bit, stepped on two objectives, Sticky's home, said pass turn, right? It is my game to lose, right? He can just stand still and win. It's Purge, Knights. Like, how am I ever scoring kill more? Well, I almost did this next turn, but I push up. And the issue with Knights towering on specifically terrain layout 1 is the house is not safe. A Knight can walk through a wall, tow the house, and shoot you straight in your living room. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to give you kill one. I'm going to just sack kill one. So I threw the Goremongers out. And it's like you ever see like those like eco activists where they like chain themselves to a tree just so like the bulldozer can't touch the tree? Yeah, that's what my Goremongers did. Is they chained themselves to the outside of the house just to protect the inside of the house. That was all it was. Is I was like, you're abominant. You're just spoilers. They're not touching the house to see into the house. The house is off limits. So I put the Goremongers out to die because like it was this whole game plan. It was like, you're not gonna be able to stage me because my towering is gonna get you. And I was like, aha, I have suicidal maniacs. So we threw the Goremongers out. They chained themselves around the outside of the house. I even like, I'm proud of this one. I put some spawn out and he was like, I can draw a sight line to them, right? And I was like, oh yeah, but I can't really fit them and hide them. But they're like kind of tucked around a corner a bit because I wanted to bait my game plan for turn two, which I'll explain. I wanted to bait as many knights into the middle of the table as possible, which I achieved that. There were two littles and three bigs and promptly shoved into the middle of the table because I was purge. I think he had to do like area denial or some secondary in the middle. So he came in, did the middle, killed the Goremongers, took that sight line, blew up some spawn on the other side of the table, and I was like, sweet, it's a go. I called Dara over and I said, this is going to be the quickest game of 40K you've ever seen. Because I immediately look at my opponent, I was like, I'm going to try to table you right now, or I'm going to lose this game because it's purge the foe, right? Cannot play that in the Knights. And sometimes you have to just look at the table and say, screw the primary, I got to kill them, especially with challenger cards and stuff too. So I full send Angron and the Demon Prince charge the fight's first knight in the middle of the table. Khorne plus 10 get out with some 8 bound and some spawn, charge another abominate. Demon Prince or 3 8 bound plus spawn charge War Dog. And then the other abominate gets charged by Mo plus 10. And aftermath of the turn, uh, the knight fights first, does like 0 damage because it's an abominate and it's strength 10. So Angron just gorilla tackles the fight's first knight and kills it. Demon Prince piles into a war dog, leaves it at 2. The Khorne brick plus 8 bound successfully bring down that abominate, and then Mo plus 10 bring the other abominate down to 3. And then the other war dog that's 3 8 bound charge just blows up and dies. And I'm like, feeling good. Feeling really good. Like that was a solid turn. And then I look at the scorecard and I was like, oh no, I just scored 35 secondary points on turn 2. And Colin's like, yep. And I was like, all right, here's your four challenger cards. Just peace. Doesn't matter what the game state is for the rest of the game. He's just getting four challenger cards. Great mechanic, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned that enough. Um, I proceed to lose that game. Uh, very close game.
I think it was
The
like 78-62 or something like that, I want to say.
78-86, but there's a little bit more of a story to it. So the spoiler turns around, picks up 10 berserkers. Abominate looks at its feet, kills Mo. Uh, Mo does actually live at like one and bring the Abominate down with him, but Mo doesn't live much longer. So all three Abominates are gone. Both War Dogs at this point, or one War Dog's gone. Khorne lives with a homie. So we Angron takes the thermal prince or the thermal knight straight to the face. He blows up and dies. The prince also combusted when he charged, left that war dog at two. The war dog turned around and one-shot him. So I've actually like run out of stuff. Like I don't have much left on the table. It's pretty much just Karn, the 8-bound, and the spawn, and that's it. But he only has a very wounded war dog and two bigs left. And I was like, okay, if I just spread out, like just try to play the game as best I can, I'll be fine. Karn runs out, throws grenades at the injured war dog, kills it, charges Big Knight, and it's just like the Demon Prince, like stuck to his feet, like hanging. Karn's like angrily hacking at its feet because he can't kick him off. Um, Unfortunately, I am no longer capable of killing a big anymore. So every turn for the rest of the game, Colin is going, sweet, draw secondary, draw challenger, score, 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 kill one, kill more. And he repeated that 3 turns in a row. I just was not able to come back. And the end game score was going to be 86-82, and that's when I was like, okay, I have to. Score ended up being lower because I was going to get hold one, hold more, and I was like, I can't do hold one, hold more. I have to kill another big knight to win the game, and I shot for the win. So Karn on a spawn charged a 15 wound knight. He popped -1 damage. Can't really do anything at that point, and the game was over. So final score was 86-74. Pro tip from me: don't play knights on purge. That's awful. Uh, and also scream at your TO for doing hammer anvil terrain layout one. That also will get you far in life.
It was a valiant effort. I'll say that.
I I did my best. I made him sweat. I made him sweat.
I
Uh,
mean, you went balls to the wall, and I think, you're very correct. We were talking about it afterwards. Sometimes you do just have to play to your out. That was your out. Had to do it. It was definitely worth a try. I feel like if you dropped the third big knight in that round, probably GG.
Probably because then the 10 berserkers and Mo tag the other
Mm,
big,
hmm.
survive, and hack it to pieces. Like it's no, I won't complain. Like it's not
Yeah,
who's getting
it
unlucky
is
or
what it
lucky
is.
one way or the other. Like
I mean, the Mo
sometime.
fight was always the one that's like a bit of a coin toss, can go either way. It just depends how Mo is feeling.
Yep, and I think I handed him 7 saves and he made 5 out of 7, which happens. Dice variance is a
Is what it
thing.
is. Yeah.
It is what it is. But Colin, very nice dude, very good game. I gave him a nice. I think a little bit of an eye opener in that game too, because he was not expecting me to be nearly as aggro as I was.
I
Um,
wasn't expecting it to be that aggro, to be fair. But
you
yeah,
have to
had
be
to do
on,
it.
and you can't. It's not like I'm holding primary ever, so
Mm,
more of a complaint on fixed or on unfixed challenger cards. Like
mm.
straight up, the challenger cards did not exist. That game plan worked like a charm. But
Yeah.
we're in their world now, baby.
Don't
Yeah,
draw any big
especially like
cards.
round 4 when I was like, why are you still drawing challenger cards? I thought that's supposed to be a comeback mechanic, and you're running around with two bigs, and I just got some little spawn and Karn running around the table, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which it feels like challenger cards really do fight against the
What they're
spirit of
trying. Yeah.
fixed. Like fixed is not a linear score pattern, right? You're going to score your fixed all at once. I'm not going to be like, and I killed a character this turn, and I killed a character this turn. No, it's either going to do like kill nothing, kill a bunch, then back to nothing is typically how it goes. But
So that was day one.
that's day one.
Should we move on to day two?
Yep, day two. Kyle Tiernan on Chaos Space Marines. He was playing Packbound, but like with Soulforge like list. Like if I told you what a Vashtor list would look like, you'd be like, ah, yeah, that's Vashtor list. Except it's not. It's Packbound. He did like triple Vindicator, triple Forge Fiend, 3 Venom Crawlers, even had Vashtor in it, a couple Mauler Fiends, all the good stuff. It was Linchpin, nice fair Warhammer. Uh, kind of, if you watched this game, I would say it would be one of the most boring games of 40K you've ever watched. And it has nothing to do with Kyle. It is entirely based off of I saw the line to win, and I saw the line to win turn one, and the line to win was to sit and stare. And it was Angron posted up. I was saying before the game, or right at the beginning of this video, that this is the game where Angron cleansed once, because the mere presence of Angron in the middle of the table in the side house on Terrain Layout 2 uh, kept Kyle from wanting to push any of his major threats into the middle of the table. Said spawn actually almost kill Venom Crawlers on average, like I think they do, even though they're wounding on fives with lethal sustain plus one AP. So the threat of the spawn being able to go skirmish with the Venom Crawlers and win that skirmish is kind of messed up. Um, Eightbound being able to beat up Mauler Fiends in skirmish. He's not really able to go through walls like he can, but if you inch from the wall in GW layouts, you can't. So I just posted up on all the objectives. Demon Prince went out and loan op. I was doing a lot of loan op shenanigans in this game too. Ping-ponging around, pre-measuring, making it so couldn't shoot me. Uh, Played really passive. Got a slow lead on primary. I was getting hold one, two, and three pretty much every turn, and he was getting just hold one. He drew challenger cards every single turn, but it didn't matter because he was only getting his hold as home. It's pretty much how the game went. There's not really more to talk about. Every single time he pushed something out, I just kill it, keep holding more. And he was scared because if he ever full committed, like if he did ever full commit, which he probably should have, but if he did, my clapback probably would have just picked up two-thirds of his army and called it a day.
He basically
Now,
had to do what you tried to do against Colin, right? It was like
yep,
go for a full send, hope it pays off, and then that's your win condition.
yep. And unfortunately, if you don't do that and your opponent continues to play passive, you're pretty much giving them the win.
Mm,
Now the game did devolve. I could have scored 100 points, but
it evolved.
I wanted the axe, and I referenced Dar's prize. One of his prizes was for killing knights or vehicles. You got points towards a chain axe. I was like, well, if I'm not going to win the event, I want the chain axe. So I started running off of objectives to go kill vehicles. Like I went out of my way. And like crucially on like turn three before the game was even close to being decided, I was just like, I want that axe, and went out of my way to try to get that axe, and it did not work. So 91-53 final score.
Very nice. So we move on to round five.
Peter,
My
love
boy
you, Peter.
Peter, my angel investor.
Dara
Peter
looks at me.
co-runs Dearg Doom with me, for anyone who's wondering. And he's an okay 40k player.
Oh boy, and just to show
Slightly below average, I would
Pete,
say.
and just to show Peter, what Dara, I mean, I'm gonna throw Dara under the bus. Dara looked at me and said, "Make him cry" before the game happened.
I know he's
He
going to
said,
watch
"Whatever
this
it
as
takes,
well. So, hi, Peter.
make him cry."
Yeah.
Peter's playing Gladius Dark Angels. Triple Deathwing Knights, Azrael, and the homies, like pretty standard list, double Lancers, not far off of what I'm playing.
Mm,
I'm playing Wrath with the Lion. He didn't want to play the Lion. He just took more trash. Just solid list. It was new hidden supplies, which is a new primary, which I really like because it's like all of the upsides of Purge the Foe without any of the downsides of Purge the Foe. It's great. It's
yeah,
actually a
it's a good
really
mission.
well-designed mission. It's a
Mm,
really good mission. Um, the sad thing is, when I was deploying and telling Peter my threat ranges. He respected my threat ranges, probably a little too much. Um, and it just took him a couple turns to actually get to the middle. So I was able to go hold one, two more, hold one, two more, two turns in a row. So before the game really even kicked off, it was like 45 to 5 in terms of the score. And then the game kicked off. And he kind of just had an uphill battle to fight from there. And similar to what I said in that game too, is like I'm in a win. I was in the winning board state. I left it up to Peter to claw himself out of that board state, right? If you just play passive, especially with an all melee army, they have to come to you, which makes your charges consistent, right? So he had to overextend, he had to run at me, he had to do everything in his power to get those points back, which he did get quite a few points back. But like I said, I really let off the gas because the win condition was almost guaranteed if I just didn't push. Uh, Khorne and the homies rip apart five Deathwing Knights like it was nothing. You watched that roll in person. Um, Full buffs, plus one to hit, lethal sustained, re-rolls with Khorne and 10, lifted the five Deathwing Knights. Baited five Deathwing Knights to charge into the -1 damage Demon Prince, which just tanked it like a champ. He then picked a Deathwing Knight up and soccer tossed him across the table. Just one though. Barney and the homies heroic intervened too because they wanted to get their licks in. Did absolutely
How did
nothing.
it feel to pilot the most powerful being in the entire of the Warhammer galaxy?
He lost a 1v1 to a Gloctopus without doing a single point of damage.
That
He
was
was
so funny.
Barney was mid at best. Yeah, I had a
What a king.
squad of 10 Jackals get beat to death by one Necron, and it's Barney's fault. But the Demon Prince tanks the hit. The Jackals heroic intervene because I didn't want the objective to get flipped. I was like, hey, you have two choices here. Try to kill the Demon Prince, which you wanted to kill, or beat up some like homeless dudes. And he was just like, I'll try to kill the Demon Prince. And then Demon Prince didn't die. Jackals helped me keep the objective, which is really nice. Um, Mo then came in with the steel chair onto those Deathwing Knights to save the Demon Prince because of how I had the Jackals positioned. If he chose to interrupt in that turn, which is this is the same turn Khorne went out, he'd only get like one Deathwing Knight to the Berserkers, which I was like, fine, do it. I don't care. So Khorne picks up the five Deathwing Knights on one side of the table. We pick up Deathwing Knights on that side of the table. At that point, there was a Gladiator Reaper, which Angron hunted down and killed. So at that point, there's nothing left on the table that just clean kills 10 Berserkers other than Azrael with 6 ICC. So I was like, have your way with me. Go kill whatever you want. I'm going to have enough to clap back and pretty much table. But like I said, Peter had to overextend like that because same thing. The out is just full send sometimes. He saw the out, he full sended. Angron made a few of his saves into some Lancers, took 0 damage, and just picked all the Lancers up, and that was pretty much the game. Uh, Peter, most fun game I had there. That was awesome. Glad we got to chat.
Don't give him that, please.
He did
He
cry a
doesn't
little
need
bit,
that.
Dara.
I
Mm.
don't care that he cried. He always cries. He's a big baby. Colin was your
Be,
most fun game. There, I've corrected it
be,
for you.
oh, my bad. Sorry, Peter.
Yeah, it's more like it.
But that was the event. I finished 4-1, and which normally, if you go 4-1 at, which you heard me say at the start of this video, so I did not podium. Normally, if you go 4-1 at a 5 round event, you're typically getting second place or third place, especially with how many points I scored. I should have been third place. So, Dar, you want to tell them why it wasn't second or third place?
No, you can tell them.
Okay. No, 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 you tell them.
No,
So,
it's not my problem.
for some reason, Dar's events are just obsessed with draws.
When it comes to the
And
top, things get pretty fucking cursed at Dearg Doom, and I don't know why. I can't control it. I don't have any say over it. People just lose their minds. So the
there was
top
no clear
four
winner at this
players
event.
all went 4-0 and 1, including draw in the semi-final, so in round four, and then the final table. So the only two players who were still undefeated at that point drew against each other. So yeah, had four people end up 4-0 and 1.
And the best part is, previously, was with a really weird World Eater list, right?
Yeah, this
Or that,
also happened with the Helldrake was the finals went 4-0 and 1.
yeah. And then this one was Jackpack going
Yeah.
4-0, 4-0,
Well, we'll get to
4-0 and
that.
1 with
Josie's coming
Josie,
on to talk about the
which
Jackpack
we'll,
adventure.
I won't spoil it at all, but that was its own. The amount of people that walked out of those games with Josie, just like with their
He'd
head
just
in
be
their
like,
hands, and been
"What
like,
the fuck?"
they were just like, I couldn't kill 10 jackals. I couldn't kill 10
Yeah,
jackals. Just,
she has definitely left her mark on the Irish 40K population anyway. Jesus. Oh,
but yeah, there's the event. Finished nice, healthy sixth place.
yeah.
I won't complain. You know, you, you'd probably hate me forever anyways. If I, not you hate me forever now.
No, I had fun.
Uh,
I enjoyed watching you suffer.
a lot of those games are stressful. Man, playing into Chaos Knights is
Such a stressful game.
I mean, a night at one is a night at full.
Mm.
So when you're getting down to those last few rolls and that knight just isn't dying yet, you're
Oh,
just like, ooh, you're just like,
yeah.
ooh, Karn whiffed, ooh, like you're just sitting there like,
It's real scary.
okay,
So
sometimes
overall, good time?
fantastic time. Uh, the event was run okay. I mean,
It's okay.
the
You know.
TO had a bit of an attitude. It seemed things were a little personal at times. Definitely a lot of personal attacks. Uh,
Look, you have those in the 40K community. It's the problem. These influencers think they can just fly over from America, throw their weight around on the tables, get found out. I guess that's just what happens sometimes. Say something, Brian.
I'm having a good day.
Hmm.
Anyways, yeah. So if you guys are interested in trying a wacky list, uh, take it out for a spin. I mean, it has all the tools that
It's not
you
that
would
wacky.
want.
It's like if you wrote that list back in the index, we'd be like, hell yeah, it was a good list.
Yeah, but then you just realize it has Angron in it, which I guess I should break him down. Uh,
Yeah, okay. What's the takeaway with Angron?
he's not as bad as he's gotten the rap for, is what I will say. Your play style with him has to change entirely. He is not what he used to be. He's not a slingshot piece to go kill something turn one. He is a model that aura farms by just sitting in a house and saying, "Don't come here." If you come within 20 inches of him, he's just going to tackle whatever it is if it's worth coming to. But he gives you perfect blessings, which is really nice. He is fairly durable still. He's not, it's a 2 up, 4 up, 16 wounds. Like that's not nothing. With -1 damage, right? He does flip some matchups quite hard. Like Blood Angels kind of just stare at Angron and be like, "What do we do about that? Like that's a dude. What do we do?" Right? So he does a lot of damage. He doesn't struggle with damage. His threat projections, fine. He gives you really good blessings. Is he 385 points? No. I think I was begging for him to revive once that whole event. That was when I was already tabled. If you're not tabled, he's useless, right? Like you're never going to use his revive. You're just going to look at your 3/6s and be like, well, that sucks, and just keep going on with your life. Um, he's overcosted.
Is there now a points cost that you would say Angron is a competitive choice?
Right now, because Chaos Knights are such a problem, he is a very good answer to Chaos Knights. He is a solid answer to Chaos Knights.
Mm,
385 is what he's at now. I and Perfect Blessings is really nice. Like he's just super favored.
it is. Yeah.
Um, no fallback aura is situationally relevant. I would say like 340 in that range, maybe just a little hair under there. He's probably fine. Like he's pretty good in that range.
Mm.
But it definitely feels like right now for list building, if you take Angron, you're not getting the Prince or you're not getting guns. And I want to be able to have all three in one list to be able to call that like the perfect list for my playstyle. Because I do miss the four chains. Like they're solid despite slight nerfs that we just got. They're fine. They're still really, really, really good. And being able to project shooting threat range with world leaders is very important, especially for high level games too. Like I said, you want Emperor's Children and Custodians to be green matchups. Those are two very common armies right now. Same thing with like Orcs, helps with Orcs to have guns. So you're giving up a lot by playing him, or you're giving up the Prince, which is your loan op, your free strats. Like it's just he's just too expensive to fit the other things we need. And I feel like with some good internal balancing that world leaders may get, because I don't think we're a bad army at all. I think we're solidly in the top quarter of armies at the moment. Even though the win rate may not reflect that, it's just we're a hard army to play.
It's a skill issue.
Oh, quiet. I didn't say that. But Angron does make the game harder to play because if you misplay a 400 point model, you're going to
Yeah, I mean
feel
that's
that
always
pain.
the case though, right? That
Right.
was the case
Yep.
before. You just had the like lottery ticket of like, oops, it didn't matter that I'm bad at the game.
And 5 fire dragons can just go end his life
Mm.
instantly. So, yeah, you got to play careful with him. But what he brings to the table is something we lack right now, pretty much across the board, which is high strength
Big
damage ceiling.
damage.
Big damage. We got Mauler
Big
friends
damage.
showing up a little bit now, but Angron is way more consistent than a Mauler fiend at putting that damage out.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, he's aight. He's not meta. He's kind of like a nice tech piece, like for teams and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, I wouldn't, and singles, hit or miss. You're going at many points in time, if you take him to a major, you're going to say, wow, this guy's the best. He's going to win you the game by himself. And then you'll have the next game where you're like, I want to spike you on the floor, you dumb red ketchup man. Is you're just going to alternate between those two moods and usually nothing in between. So welcome to rock, paper, scissors meta. You either play nothing but knights and you're happy you have him, or you play against Eldar Fire Dragon MSU spam and he dies instantly, and you're gonna say I hate life because you're gonna instantly roll 666, get baited, and get dumpster canned. Like I don't know, it's gonna be awful. So in conclusion, probably don't. I'd still probably say don't run him, but
Mm.
you can. He's not. He's not awful. He's just
Not quite throwing.
maybe a little bit of throwing, but it's just, are you gambling? But before
Yeah.
the night meta, I would say, yeah, you're throwing. Now I'd be like, you must be in an event with 20% knights, which seems quite high for a event to have that percentage, wouldn't you say, Dara?
Listen, the Irish meta loves only two things: their elves and their big stompy robots. So
Like
here we are.
how many knights are at the first Dearg Doom?
Ah, yeah, look, okay. Went 0, 2,
Oh,
10.
not a problem, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anything you want to say before we close this one out?
No, I'm just thank you to you personally for running a really good event. Um, very well thought out. As much as I was bitching about the hammer anvil purge the foe, it's still a valid layout. I just like giving Dara a rough time because it was rigged. The whole event was rigged from the start. Um, he definitely texted all of his friends ahead of time and told them like, "Hey, bring as many knights as you can." All right, that's definitely something Dara did. Uh, but event was well ran. Venue was fantastic. It was gorgeous. The trip was awesome. I'm really thankful to all the patrons as well. And then also thank you, Dara, for being a good host for me. I know you're fantastic at showing me around and making sure I didn't say the wrong things. That was great.
And drinking lots of lovely, lovely pints of Beamish.
Beamish. Oh,
We'll talk about that maybe in the Patreon chat. It's a bit X-rated for YouTube.
a little bit.
This is where I just have that one picture flash up. Yeah. Alrighty. What a good Skulltakers. And what a treat it was to meet Brian. Get to hang out and watch them suffer all weekend long. Once again, folks, if you enjoyed the video, do like, comment, subscribe, all the usual algorithm things that we need. Most importantly, hop into the Discord, join the party and the conversation. If you like what we are doing, want to support us financially so we can keep going to events like this, keep doing cool kind of trips across the pond and all that sort of stuff, check out our Patreon. You do get access to the Patreon competitive or Patreon hobby Discord channels where you can get direct advice from myself and the guys. But until the next one, we've got another Skull Takers coming out next this week when we talk to Josie about her jackpack run. And we also have a meta roundtable discussion as well about the current state of the game. Tune in for all that. Till then, though, stay healthy, folks. Stay safe and kill, maim, burn.